What?
Good evening. This is a meeting with the Streets and Sidewalks Committee of City Council. This is February 28th at 7:15 p.m. To my left is Councilman Samuel Pierce, and to my right is Councilwoman Lynn Snee, and I'm Bob Phillips, the chair. We've got two or three items that we're going to deal with tonight. The first one is an ODOT consent legislation for a resurfacing project, and Mr. Titterington, are you going to lead that?
Sure. So this is a resurfacing project. This would be on State Route 55, South Market Street, as well as West Market Street. From Peters Grant Street, I guess that's across from Ducky's, up to the north to Franklin Street. ODOT would do that during fiscal year 2023, which would start July 1st in 2022. That is in the capital plan as a 2023 project for the city. Current estimates are that the city's matching share would be a little less than $100,000. That is a simple resurfacing, so it would be a mill and fill project. And we are, because it's an ODOT piece of legislation, we are requesting emergency legislation.
Got it, thank you. I don't have any questions. Do either one of you two folks?
No, sir.
No? Okay. Anyone else in the audience, any other council folks have questions on this item? Mrs. Mayor, come on down.
So my question is for Jill. I know it's ODOT and we don't really get to tell them when they're doing this. This is going to coincide with the Main Street?
Yeah, we'll talk to ODOT about like what's going on in construction, but honestly,
Maybe they've got all their equipment here, they just want to get it all done at once?
it won't be same contractor, and the street won't be closed, it'll just be resurfacing, it'll probably just be kind of maybe parking will be blocked off. Like, for example, downtown they did overnight, so I don't know that we've necessarily made that specific request about this one. We may, and
Obviously,
I haven't even
that's a
talked to them
concern.
about this. Yeah,
Having multiple,
yeah.
just wondered.
Well, just while you're there, just because this is a mill and fill, if I may use that term.
Yeah.
Literally, there's not going to be any curbs or gutters that are going to be impacted. It's just asphalt, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay,
Yep. And striping.
got it. Okay.
Be a little bit faster than West Main Street.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right, anyone else with any concerns or questions? What is your pleasure with this item?
Move forward with emergency.
Move forward.
Okay, it's unanimous with the committee to move forward with emergency on this item. And our second item on the agenda is a report of the Assessment Equalization Board for our South Stanfield Road Reconstruction Project Phase 1.
Yes,
Mr. Titterington.
the AEB met on February 23rd at 6:30 p.m. There was one appeal filed. It was by Dr. Kim on the parcel at 118 South Stanfield. He had some concerns about some sidewalk and approach work that he had done within 20 years and felt was in good shape. Staff went out and reviewed and then made a recommendation to adjust his assessment. The AEB reduced Dr. Kim's assessment by a little bit, which is perfectly acceptable. We'll build that into the project costs. And so we are asking council, you're required to approve the recommendation of the AEB, and we are asking that you accept that recommendation.
Well, it's more than a little bit. This was almost a 50% reduction, is that correct?
As opposed to what we had recommended.
Yes.
So it wasn't 0 to 50. I'm trying to see what the.
Just the 8%.
I'm sorry?
Didn't you
For
tell
just
me
the 8%.
Yeah.
that- was that 40?
I don't need an exact number, but it was approximately 50%.
Yeah, it was reduced to 50%.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Okay, so I have no other concerns or questions. Either of you folks?
I just want to be sure, after reading this, and there seemed like there was some back and forth, or we're not expecting any further appeals from this? Okay. No, I have no other questions.
No, the AEB is the final recommender to you unless you have an issue with it. And my understanding was that the property owner was acceptable, or was accepting of that.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Rhodes.
It was a representative of the property.
That's what I
Dr.
thought I
Kim
saw.
wasn't there, it was his attorney, but yeah,
Right.
same
And-
thing.
It's because he stated he was going to recommend that to his client that I was wondering if we were at the final.
I did send a copy of
Recommendation.
the packet to the attorney.
I'm sorry, ma'am,
I sent a copy of the packet to the attorney so he would actually see the written recommendation.
but did he indicate that he was confident that that was?
He indicated that he was confident.
Okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha,
thank you.
thank you. Mr. Pierce, any other comments or questions?
So we're moving forward with good faith, is that what it is?
I'm not asking for the recommendation at the moment.
But it's in good faith that we're
Yes.
accepting what the lawyer has said.
Correct.
Is that right?
Correct.
Okay.
Well, we're accepting the
we get the
recommendation
final.
of the AEB, right?
Yeah,
But-
we're accepting the recommendation of the AEB. And is there a time period for the property owner to come back?
Not to
No,
not
I
to
mean,
my
if they had
knowledge,
objections, they
other
would have
than-
said it that night.
Okay.
Okay.
So there was
It's
nothing
really
filed as an objection? then?
Correct.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
Gotcha, thank you.
That answers my question.
All right.
And this is emergency
Yes,
legislation.
got it, thank you. Anyone else in the audience, any other council folks have any questions on this item? All right, what is your recommendation or?
Move forward with emergency.
Okay.
Move forward with emergency.
It is unanimous with the committee to move forward with emergency as the staff report indicates here. And our third item, and I went too far. For the report of the sorry, didn't have my glasses on. I didn't go far enough.
Next page.
What is it? Increasing authorization for West Main Street utility duct bank improvements. Just
We are
didn't scroll down far enough.
asking council to increase the authorization of this project from $700,000 to $1 million. We were expecting to open bids this past Thursday. We heard indications from potential bidders, without disclosing what their bids were going to be because they're all sealed, that the engineer estimates of $700,000 as well as the authorization by council, which was made in November, of $700,000 was not going to be adequate. We amended the bid opening date to this, March, okay,
March 9th.
March 9th, and are asking council to pass by emergency an increase from $700,000 to $1 million in authorization. We would take that out of Fund 441, monitor the fund balance, and potentially by the end of the year have to do a reappropriation. I will say that this is the first. You may see more. You probably will read other communities doing the same thing because that is happening.
That's been our discussion the last few weeks, so unfortunately. I don't have any questions on this item either. Either of you have any questions?
No.
Any other council folks have any questions or comments on this item? Anyone else in the audience? Okay, what is your recommendation?
Move forward
Move forward.
It is unanimous with the...
Emergency.
with
Okay.
emergency.
It is unanimous with the committee to move forward as staff is recommending with emergency on this item. Any other items to come before the Streets and Sidewalks Committee? Then we are